Hello and welcome everybody, I'm Barbarian and this is Crusader Kings III's, I believe, number 86 dev diary. This one is called Under the Banner, or Under the Banners, I can't remember, and it is actually surprisingly interesting. Listen, we are so close, oh my god, we are so close to the Royal Court and 1.5 being released. It's exciting, it's very exciting for me, having not seen new CK3 content in such a long time. It's just outstanding that we're finally there, and I thought they would have pure filler content, but when we look back at us talking about the dev diaries, our concerns, what's going on, my concerns, of course, you know, as I present them in the videos, we kept kind of rotating back to the idea that there is an issue with having an artifact, and that artifact at some point just no longer being good, or that artifact no longer being interesting. And I think, interestingly enough, that what could have been filler dev diaries, I anticipated them entirely to be filler dev diaries, they are actually presenting mechanics that pretty much approach the issues, the concerns that I and that many of you have had. Let's take a look at it and let's discuss how they fulfill these needs here. There's a possibility that you have noticed the colorful banners decorating the halls of the upcoming Royal Court expansion and wondered just how they work. If so, you are in luck. As I'm sure you've heard if you followed these dev diaries, equipable artifacts are returning to the franchise in a big way, and banners are one of the types of court artifact which can adorn your hall. This, I believe, is Piast. I would guess it's Piast. I don't think this is Poland. It might be Poland, though it might just be the dynasty of Piast, so basically the king, or rather the kingdom family of Poland. Right, banners. There are currently 3 types of commissionable banners. Dynasty and house banners depict the respective arms of your family, while realm banners display the arms of a specific title, generally the primary title of the commissioner. These banners are a cut above the standard colors carried by your armies and heralds, heirlooms in their own right. Dynasty banners, house banners, realm banners. You may wonder what happens if the design of a crest changes during gameplay, such as after the Norman conquest, or when using the new coat of arms designer to make groundbreaking contributions to the field of heraldry. Never fear, you will not need to commission new banners every time you nudge a fleur-de-lis. The artifact's designs are tied to their corresponding dynasty, house, or title, and will automatically reflect the results of your questionable artistic skills. So, when I read this, I personally, and I'm still holding that opinion, I'm of the opinion that this is a good move, not for immersion. Because if I get the banner that the former King of England held, and that is the primary title banner, so realm banner, and instead of being a dragon, it now is 3 lions, is that immersive? No, it's very much not immersive, but is it insanely cumbersome to have a playthrough, change your banner 15 times, and commission a new one every time? Yes, it is. There is a lot of immersion in this, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of immersion in saying, that's the banner that I had, that my great-grandfather had when we ruled only over County Prague, right? This is the banner we had when we were dukes, and that's the banner when we were kings, and here's my Giga Ultra Empire right behind me. I get that, and I do not disagree at all. My Discord brought this up, that, you know, they would love to keep their old banners, to have them represented, and I really do agree on that note. That is a lot of immersion that goes into it, but I most certainly can also imagine that unless you have nothing else to fill your throne room with, and I would be confused if the gameplay loop made it so that you don't have any other banners hanging here other than the ones that you created in this process, right? I feel like you might just not even have the space to hang your old banners, especially if they are worse in quality. Either way, listen, what I'm saying is, it's kind of weird that if I craft a banner for the HRE and then I hand it over to the King of Bohemia, it becomes a Bohemian one. It does feel weird, but I do think this is the max convenience that you can have, so I definitely understand it. Let me know what you think. This has been a contentious topic in my Discord. Let's take a look at this. So I love this image, first of all. It's titled graphicdesign.jpg, and yeah, graphic design is somebody's passion. I assume it's the passion of the person that made this. We have something that isn't even aligned properly. We have this guy upside down. We have a not properly aligned, what's this, a griffin? And then we have the mostly mechanical mods banner right here, also not properly aligned. This is a crime, and I'm looking forward to making it way worse when I play the game. All courts begin the game with a house banner and also with a dynasty banner if the ruler is a dynasty head. Additional banners may be commissioned at any time if you employ an antiquarian. You will also be presented with these banners upon gaining a court for the first time if relevant, reflecting your new status as king or emperor. So you either have them because of who you are, or you will gain them when you create your first court, right? Or well, when you gain a court, right? Unless you already have something, I guess. Unless something already came to you via inheritance. That sort of stuff. Very understandable. Now right here we have the Welsh court. As king you have new duties and responsibilities. You will now be expected to regularly hold courts, solving the disputes of the realm and letting your courtiers take part in your daily routines. Meariaget of Mackinleth is looking sternly at me in a direct, almost lecturing way. Perhaps there's also some surprise in his eyes. He starts to unfold a beautiful banner bearing the emblem of House Aberfrath. One of the ways in which the world will now judge your rule is by how you adorn and care for your royal court. I've taken the liberty to have this made as a gift to mark the beginning of your royal tenure. Which year is it? Can we tell which year it is? Oh no, we can't. Okay, I'm just so interested in it because Hastings hasn't invaded East France here yet. Either way, so let them see the new king. I assume immediately holds a new royal court, right? You hold court. Then we have the Ebroke Dynasty banner, which looks fairly mediocre, but more on that at a later part in the dev diary. And then we have the Masterwork Large Wall Ornament, and you can see that these modifiers are active because we fulfill the requirement of being a house member of Aberfrath. The benefits here are okay. I don't think they're too great. I don't think they're too bad. I think this looks fairly balanced already. But this is a Masterwork Large Wall Ornament, just to point that out. I love the fact, and we're going to see more of that in just a second, that you have requirements attached to these ornaments, to these artifacts, because this makes it so that there's a lot that can be done with it. Requirements to declare war for it, requirements to activate certain benefits. You get different benefits every religion, that sort of stuff. Would be really cool. I think there's a lot that can be done with that. But yeah, you get this for free, basically. You can also see above that you must be a member of the respective family or cadet branch to gain the full benefits of a dynasty or house banner. While you may gloat by displaying the banners of other families acquired through war or subterfuge, doing so will only improve your court's grandeur rather than give all of these individual benefits. We're going to see the exact numbers there in a bit. The three banner types grant different bonuses when equipped, with greater benefits from better quality artifacts. Makes a lot of sense. While house and realm banners use the same logic as other artifacts to determine their quality based on the skill of the weaver and other factors, dynasty banners are their own breed. Right, dynasty banners. Each dynasty will generally only have one banner in the world at any given time. Unlike house and realm banners, which can be commissioned at will, dynasty banners can only be commissioned by dynasty heads and only if one does not already exist within range of you. So this is important. If I steal your banner and you're in England, and then I, God that I am at this game, migrate to Tibet, you can make a new one. Because the old one is effectively lost. Just make a new one. If it is, however, close to you, now that's a rivalry. I would really hope, and maybe that is intrinsically implemented here, but they just don't mention it, right? Or rather, it's implicit. I would really like it if I'm Dynasty Head and somebody else held my Dynasty banner and refused to give it back to me, that we would move towards a rivalry as well, right? That would be pretty cool. You could start dueling for it as well, maybe something like that. Very interesting as well, of course. However, house heads of a dynasty will always have claims on their dynasty banners, allowing them to duel or wage war for them at will. Right, so these are all of the house heads of House Yemena. This is the Yemena dynasty banner, and you can see it right here. So if you are of House Yemena, this is the bonus you get, but if you don't fulfill the requirements, you get +4 court grandeur bonus. That's pretty good. Stealing banners, especially in the early game, will guarantee you a bunch of court grandeur, because you're in a position where, well, you have it. You know, it all works out. It's all just fine. King Sancho of Aragon is the house head here, of course. I believe he might also be the one that holds it. I don't think anybody else here actually holds a title. They all just exist, kind of, right? So they can't really challenge him for it either way. But that is pretty neat. I like the dynasty banner dynamic there. And if you can beat somebody for that dynasty banner, then surely you would also be the dynasty head at that point, as that is determined, of course, by the most powerful, militarily speaking, house head. Let's take a look at Mark of Distinction right here. In addition, the quality of a dynasty banner is directly tied to its dynasty's renown, granting greater benefits as your family fame grows. This I really like. This means that holding onto this banner, having it displayed, is actually worth it, because it will make it so that with more renown, you don't just get, more legacies and whatnot. No, you are in a position where your banner actually gets better. That is good design. We saw it last week as well, when we talked on the topic of artifacts gaining certain curses, certain blessings, that sort of stuff. That's what they're doing here. I love it. Makes it so that in the year 1400, you might actually be looking at still having your dynasty banner displayed, rather than, I don't know, let's just throw it out. It's not that good, right? That's really, really neat. As the renown of my dynasty grows, familiarity with the glorious Piast sigil spreads too, right? So this is the Piast dynasty, and what we saw at the start must be the Piast sigil then as well. My family's emblem is now common knowledge, listed among the great royal families of the region at the highest nobility of the Poles, as it should be, and it becomes famed. That is just really cool. We talked about this in great detail, and they completely accounted for it. As I always say, if you can think about it, if I can think about it, then the developers most certainly already thought about it, and they will implement it in a way that, makes it so that you will keep your banner around. I'm very, very happy to see that for sure. The highest tiers unlocked upon reaching legendary dynasty renown level. You may be relieved to hear dynasty banners will never lose tiers, only gain them. To avoid unnecessary headaches, the AI know that a dynasty banner really belongs to the dynasty head and is inclined to return it to its proper place if it ends up elsewhere, even if they are from another house, as long as they have good relationships with them. That's pretty neat. Makes it so that you might have short-lived house feuds. That's a great mod, by the way, as well, that implements house feuds. I wish that the dynasty banner would maybe have like an underlying system like that as well, but anyway, this already goes into this direction. War banners. In addition to these creatable banners, there's also a type gained only by event, the war banner, the enemy banner. I survey the battlefield, contemplating how this battle will be remembered, and gaze towards the dead that remain. So, in my Discord, they were hypothesizing that this could confirm in-battle events, but to me, this reads like an after-battle event, so if you win, there's a chance for this event to be triggered, right? This is Seljuk, the leader of the Seljuk Empire, and he has a new crown, actually. Look at that. Yeah, this is definitely a refined crown of the original steppe nomad crown. At least it looks quite similar in design. My lord, we came upon this enemy banner while we were cleaning the battlefield. We thought it would be a shame to leave it behind. Perhaps you wish to keep it as a trophy. I'll make a fine addition to my collection. Put it on the celebration pyre. We don't need this useless token. I like this. This is really good. You can see it hanging here as well. This is the Byzantine banner in the court of Seljuk. I think the animation here is also new. That's actually quite interesting. Honestly, this doesn't look too good, the textures, but like this animation is definitely new. Big fan of this. It might even be the weapon that he actually has equipped, right? But what I like about this, or rather, no, sorry, not what I like about this, completely different. The question that I have to assume, right, that this banner. So this banner, I don't think it's a banner that existed before you took it. Because they say this can't be created, you take it. There are two questions that I have here. The person that I took it from, do they suffer anything in any way? Do they lose an artifact? Again, I don't think they do. Maybe this is actually their realm banner, right? But maybe this is a banner that didn't exist before. And if it's their realm banner, then they lose the realm banner, right? So this makes sense. Do you have a choice whether you have the realm banner with you or not? All of those are definitely questions, but I assume this is a randomly generated one, so there's just a chance, no matter what, that you can capture it. Do they suffer, like, embarrassment? Do they suffer a prestige penalty? Something like that? And more importantly, maybe, do they get a claim on this banner? Can the Byzantine Emperor get this banner back? That's a question that I have without a doubt. This is an interesting mechanic. I really like that. But I do wonder how that works. These captured banners can only be gained after battles and will display the emblem of the defeated side's primary title, perfect for commemorating your glorious victories. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that this is randomly generated, meaning I wonder whether there is an impact felt on the losing side at all. Banner relics, let's talk about this. Lastly, there are also some historical banners knocking around, such as the banner of Muhammad, and others of more dubious provenance may be found by adventurers, right, if they can't really source it, but hey, if you find it, you find it. These are actually, or this is rather actually the banner of thankfulness. It is in the Fatimid hands right here. Piety, men-at-arms maintenance, holy order higher costs, advantage against co-religionists, court grandeur bonus, heavy infantry, and light cavalry damage. This is sick. This is crazy bonus. That's really strong. And honestly, the Fatimids they deserve being strengthened a bit. They are not doing that hot usually. This white silk banner is inscribed with golden letters and wrapped around the golden lance. Traditionally, this banner and its one sibling have been carried in caliphal processions. Very cool. I like this a lot. I hope this has temporarily sated your hunger for banner information. Until next time, thank you, Chopmist. I really appreciate it, Chopmist, the content designer. That's it from me here today as well, at least when it comes to CK 3. There's a shortcoming here if I get it done today. Otherwise, it will be there tomorrow. I will see you later, alligator.